5. Clear signs. She no longer sees you as her man. Have you ever felt that sinking feeling in your chest, like something is changing in your relationship, but you can't quite put your finger on it? 1 minute, everything felt like it was going perfectly. The laughter, the late-night talks, the sense that you were her everything. And then, without warning, it all started to fade. The connection you once had now feels distant. You're not imagining it. What you're feeling, what you're noticing, it's real. You're starting to realize something you didn't want to admit. She's no longer seeing you the same way. And deep down, you can't help but wonder, what happened? What went wrong? This is a painful realization, but it's a crucial one. If you're brave enough to face the truth, you can change the course of your future. Let's walk through these 5 signs together. Sign 1. She's emotionally distant. It's the quiet kind of distance that creeps in slowly. You're sitting next to her, maybe even holding her hand, but it feels like she's somewhere else. The once warm spark in her eyes when you'd speak or share something special is now gone. It's like the connection you had is slipping through your fingers, like sand in the wind. You can't ignore the emptiness anymore, but you try. You keep telling yourself it's just a phase. Maybe she's stressed. Maybe it's just life, right? But deep down, you know something isn't right. You try harder to get her attention, to engage her, to rekindle the closeness. But it's not working. Every word you say feels like it's bouncing off a wall, and her reactions are flat. The hardest part? She doesn't even seem to notice. She's emotionally checked out, and you're left holding the weight of a connection that no longer exists. You've gone from being her top priority to an afterthought, and no matter how much you try to bridge the gap, it just gets wider. Does this sound like something you're going through? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Trust me, you're not alone in feeling this way. This happens more than you think, and the more we talk about it, the more we heal. Sign 2. She stops making an effort. Do you remember the early days? When she would go out of her way to make you smile, even in the middle of a hectic day? When she'd text you just to check in, to see how you were? It felt easy, right? Love was effortless then. But now, you're always the one reaching out. You're the one making plans, sending the first text, asking how her day went, and it hurts. It hurts to be the only one fighting for this connection. When she doesn't make an effort, it feels like a rejection. Not just a rejection of you, but of the bond you once shared. When someone stops trying, it's hard not to take it personally. It's like they've given up on you, and that realization cuts deeper than anything. You've been patient, you've tried understanding, and you've given her space. But when the effort isn't reciprocated, something inside of you starts to break. You don't want to admit it, but you're starting to feel like you're not enough. Does this resonate with you? Do you feel like you're the only one putting in the work? I get it. It's exhausting. Let me know your story in the comments. Let's create a community where we lift each other up, because trust me, this isn't a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of someone else's decision. Sign 3. You're always the one chasing. Remember when she'd chase you? When you didn't have to worry about whether she was thinking about you because she made sure you knew, it was easy to feel loved, right? She'd send the texts, plan the dates, ask how you were doing because she cared. She wanted to know you, to be with you. Now, you're always the one chasing. You send the first message, you set up the dates, you initiate the conversation, and it's always the same. Why isn't she chasing you anymore? And that's the thing no one tells you about relationships. When it feels like you're always the one putting in the effort, it stops feeling like a partnership. It starts to feel like a game, and you're the only one playing. That exhaustion, that feeling like you're constantly giving and never receiving, it starts to chip away at your self-esteem. You start to wonder, is this really love, or am I just holding on to something that's no longer there? If you've been in this place, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt like you're chasing someone who's already checked out? Comment below. Let's share our experiences, because sharing is the first step to healing. You deserve someone who meets you halfway. Sign 4. She stops showing affection. This one hits deep, doesn't it? The affection, the physical touch, the way she would melt into your arms, it was the glue that kept you two connected. But now, that affection is gone. The hugs feel less frequent, the kisses are few and far between. When you reach for her, it's like she pulls away. When she looks at you, her eyes are distant, not the same ones that used to melt your heart. This is when the heartbreak really begins to settle in, because affection isn't just physical, it's emotional. When someone stops showing affection, they stop showing care. And it's not just the lack of hugs or kisses, it's the emotional distance that follows. You start to feel invisible, unseen. Like you're walking through this world beside her, but you're no longer her partner, you're a stranger. If you've ever experienced this, I know how much it hurts. It's not just the loss of affection, it's the loss of feeling wanted. You deserve affection, you deserve to feel loved. And if she's not showing it, it's time to face the truth. This is no longer the relationship you signed up for. Leave a comment below if you've been there. It's painful, I know, but we're here for each other. It's time to start prioritizing your own heart again. Sign 5, she's always got an excuse. This is the final gut punch, and it's a hard one to face. Excuses are the red flags you ignore until they pile up into a mountain of doubt. I'm too busy. I'm just stressed. I need space. It starts as a small thing, but before long it feels like every time you try to connect, there's an excuse. And here's the thing, excuses aren't just about timing, they're about priorities. And when someone constantly makes excuses not to be with you, it's a clear sign they've shifted their priorities away from you. It's hurtful, because you want to believe the excuses. You want to think it's just a rough patch, but deep down you know it's more than that. You're the one left wondering if she even wants this relationship anymore. Do you feel like you're constantly getting excuses instead of affection? Let me know in the comments. You don't deserve to be stuck in a cycle of uncertainty. You deserve to feel valued, and if she can't give you that, it might be time to let go. These signs are more than just simple behaviors. They're reflections of deeper emotional shifts. And if you're seeing these signs in your relationship, it's time to face the truth. She no longer sees you as her man. It's hard to accept, I know. But by accepting this truth, you free yourself to heal, to grow, and to create the space for someone who will love you the way you deserve. Relationships are built on mutual effort, respect, and care. And if that's not happening, it's okay to let go. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And you deserve more than to be the only one trying. So, if you're going through this, I want you to know you're not alone. Let's support each other in the comments. Share your experience. Talk about how you're feeling. You are worthy of love that is given freely, without hesitation, and with mutual effort. I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt like you were losing her? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Let's connect on this because you are not alone. Remember, walking away from a relationship that no longer serves you is one of the bravest things you can do. It's time to reclaim your worth, your self-love, and your future.